A challenge to building some new roads in Council Bluffs fails. That means it won't jeopardize a multi-million-dollar development project. City wants to see a residential and commercial project go up next to Tom Hannafin River's Edge Park along the Missouri River. But about $2 million in city bond money is needed for roads to the Playland Park development. A petition drive sought to delay or stop that spending, with supporters arguing that they were left out of the process.
They worry about the revenue that this project may not generate enough to pay for itself in the long run.
And it's going to provide a bright future for Council Bluffs with potentially $100 million in economic development, taxable valuation.
Council Bluffs Mayor Matt Walsh says the City Council will consider other ways to pay for roads around the project, and he tells us future bonds for that are not off the table.
Well, no doubt, scoring tickets to the Super Bowl.
Thank you for watching. This is Brian Jack Holder, Libertarian Party candidate for Iowa's 3rd Congressional District. And it is just after midnight on Monday, or actually midnight Sunday on 11/3. So it's now about 10 after midnight on Monday. And tomorrow's the general election for the school board and the city council here in Council Bluffs and in Pot County, and also Iowa Western Board of Trustees. There's candidates running on this election. But the reason I'm here is I'm introducing a video that I shot back in early 2015. I was asked as a member of the Republican Party of Pottawatomie County to help circulate a petition. There were some citizens that wanted to get the proposed $2 million bond issue on the ballot before the citizens and not just let the city council approve. So I helped circulate this petition. They needed over 600 signatures. I only got about 67 signatures for the petitioners, but it upset some people at City Hall. And I went to one of the meetings, and one of the city council members said that the people that circulated the petitions snookered people. And he said this during the middle of the meeting, and I took exception to it, so I spoke briefly after the agenda was done, where there was 5 minutes for public commentary, and I only spoke for maybe less than 2 minutes, and you're going to see that video. But you're also going to see the city council person say that us petitioners snookered people, which we didn't. I will put this petition here. I've got a copy of it from back in early 2015 here that I kept for my records, and I'll scan it and put it on this video so people can read it. But the language is very clear. And all the people wanted to do was, well, here, I'll read it to you. Petition relating to Playland Park, requesting that the issuance of $2 million in general obligation bonds for the development of Playland Park be submitted to the voters of the city. So they just wanted to put it up for a vote, the taxpayers. So, you know, I hear politicians from both the Republican and Democratic Party tell us that we have a democracy. Well, if this is our democracy, where you're chastised by the city council person for exercising your rights under the First Amendment, you're not doing democracy very well. And there's a better way to represent everybody. So you'll see that video. Everybody get out and vote tomorrow. I'm not telling people who to vote. I don't live inside the city limits, but if any of you want to run for office, let me know. My contact information will be here. My phone number is 402-689-1817, and my email is bjh12572@gmail.com. And my Facebook page is Brian Jack Holder. So, and I have a YouTube channel, Brian Jack Holder, where this content and other content will continue to be shared and published with the Council Bluffs community. So thank you for watching, and get out and vote on November 5th. Thank you.
I think that's a really good sign that people have noticed and not only want to move there, but want to hear more about it.
I do want to mention as well that I believe I have a pretty good read on the neighborhoods, including in the West End. I helped start all of the ones that exist there, and have talked to them regularly, even before being in this chair, but definitely now, and they're very much pro-growth. That's the constant thing I hear from them. They want growth in our city. They want growth in their part of the city. And so this petition, again, I do not believe, based on what people have said to me and based on people I know and regularly speak with, that they were told and understood correctly what it was they were signing. And again, if this fails, I guess the answer, which nobody has answered, the 7.9 million, anyone who's in favor of questioning significantly this expenditure for the West End, they have nobody, I'd like you to notice, has explained why they don't have a problem with things in the center of the East. And so it begs the question, who really is looking out for the West End? And who isn't?
All right, so the motion, see what, after we get advice of council, how we proceed.
You know, two things. The first is I have talked to people who signed this, a few people who came to me and asked me what this was, and I hadn't heard of the petition, but they told me about it yesterday. They seem perplexed because they seem to think, three people I talked to, they seem to think that if by signing that taxes would either go down or that immediately the West Broadway street itself project would proceed forward right away, faster. And I was talking with them, and I'm afraid, you know, and many folks, probably in good faith, but some perhaps not, snookered them. And the truth is that it's curious that tonight of the 7.9 million we're talking about, the mayor's completely right about this, it's about roads, it's about bridges, it's about things that, just like when you buy your house, you buy things that go up in value that you can't afford to buy this year. You're not buying a cruise on credit, you're buying your house. And for the city, that's like buying a street. And so what's being done here is it's curious, and unfortunately it's becoming a pattern, of the 7.9 million. Curiously enough, the only one that some folks are trying to stop is the West End. All the other projects for the rest part of town, nobody apparently thought to be against those, and they were much higher. And they were for parks. I'm not talking roads, so the arguments that are being said don't match what's being done. And so for the folks, the other folks, other than, I'm sure there are more than three that I spoke with who were snookered, please know that if this goes to a vote of the people, you're going to pay $40,000 for an election if it goes through, or right now, if we just decide not to do it, all the rest of the town is going to get their continued improvements. And this council, which is more than any other council in the past, I think, it's been certainly in numbers, has put more towards the west end of our community than any other. So, and everyone in the West End votes for one mayor and 5 council members. We're not like some cities where we only get to vote for one representative. You get to vote for all 5 of us. And based on the number of folks who vote in those precincts, a lot of people do vote. And I want those folks to know that, you know, that $2 million doesn't go through. Well, then I guess the message then to us is, let's stop doing things for the West End because apparently people don't want it. I don't believe that. I believe I was left to represent the whole town, not just one part of it. And the West End is as important as anybody else. And I'm appalled at this behavior. And, you know, final point, there's been some talk about a vote of the people. We're a republic. We have a Republican form of government. That means we elect our representatives. That would mean something that apparently some people who profess it have forgotten what it means. You elect people, it's for the West End, and it'd be a shame if people have been snookered into believing it's not. Shame on the people doing that. It's just unbelievable to take away from people something that's in their interest by not telling them the truth.
I think my first question is, snookered, is that a technical term, Dave? It's a pool term. Well, I agree with Councilman. Watson in the fact that all 5 of us are up here representing the city as a whole.
Hi there, my name is Brian Jackholder. I live at 18338 Heron Lane East, out north of town. And a couple of weeks ago, I was approached by John to help circulate this petition. And, I did this as a service to the community to help him out. And the Constitution of the United States and the state of Iowa both include the right to petition our government, and they also include freedom of speech. So I take exception to what Mr. Watson said, that somehow I may have snookered somebody. I accumulated about 67 signatures myself, face to face, and I explained the language of the petition and how it would work to everyone. I handed them my card. The word snooker, I had to look it up because it's not something that I use every day, but looks like it was first used in 1925, and some synonyms are to con, to dupe, to fool, to hoax, to mislead, to deceive, to succor, to take in. I have done none of those things when I was circulating the petition, and I take very grave exception to that. I don't have any money, so the only thing that I have is my credibility as a decent citizen and someone that's a Roman Catholic. I went to St. Albert High School. I have a law degree from Creighton, so all I have is my reputation. If people were fooled by a man wearing a Liberty hat with a marijuana leaf on the front, then this city has bigger problems than any of us can fix. So, thank you.